This is the painful, subtle betrayal of the covert narcissist. When you first uncover that you've been involved with a covert narcissist, a flood of memories rushes back, casting past actions in a new light. Suddenly, those seemingly insignificant gestures during the relationship morph into ominous warning signs. They serve as painful reminders of inadequacy, echoing the doubts you harbored within yourself throughout, and even after the relationship, when you felt adrift from your true identity. Pinpointing these signs proves challenging, as the abuse was insidiously subtle. We've all likely endured various forms of abuse, some escalating into more overt and conspicuous forms over time. Yet, there exist these subtle but devastating acts of devaluation, frequently employed by covert narcissists. That's precisely what today's episode aims to explore. It's probable that at least one of these tactics will resonate with your own experiences, so stay tuned. Greetings and welcome to the Narcissist Exposed channel. Today, we delve into 9 cunning methods through which covert narcissists undermine your sense of self-worth. These individuals possess a knack for inflicting cruelty while adeptly evading accountability. If you find yourself entangled in such dynamics, chances are you've endured a spectrum of emotional abuse, much of it concealed from plain sight. However, some instances may be glaringly evident. Without further ado, let's delve into 9 commonplace tactics employed by covert narcissists to subtly inflict harm upon their victims. Several of my previous episodes delve into identifying covert narcissists and recognizing signs in your romantic partners, providing valuable insight into today's discussion. These occurrences may unfold daily, their subtlety masking their insidious impact. Alright, let's kick things off with the first subtle tactic covert narcissists use to diminish your sense of importance: avoiding the use of your given name. Instead, they opt for a nickname, often tinged with subtle negativity. It might not be overtly offensive, but it's chosen deliberately to irk you. Furthermore, when vying for your attention, they'll opt for generic terms like "hey" instead of addressing you by name. Now on to the second diminishment strategy, exclusion. Whether it's at work or in your personal life, covert narcissists excel at leaving you out. Perhaps it's a recurring pattern of conveniently forgetting to invite you to lunch gatherings or special events. In more intimate settings, like your home, they might prepare a meal, but conveniently overlook your dietary restrictions, undermining your comfort and well-being. Moving on to the third tactic, we encounter a subtle display of superiority. In romantic relationships with covert narcissists, they often adopt an air of superiority, subtly positioning themselves above you in social settings. Observers might notice how they subtly assert dominance, perhaps by diminishing your presence in group conversations or physically distancing themselves from you in public. Despite once showering you with affection, they now recoil from physical contact, adding to the sense of isolation and insignificance. These behaviors create a pervasive atmosphere of unimportance, yet they're often too subtle to pinpoint and confront directly. When confronted, the covert narcissist may feign ignorance or innocence, claiming they were unaware of their actions. It's a masterful manipulation, leaving you questioning your own perceptions and struggling to assert your worth in the relationship. Now let's delve into the fourth method covert narcissists employ to diminish your sense of importance: shirking their fair share of responsibilities. This behavior manifests both at home and in the workplace, creating a pervasive atmosphere of imbalance. In team projects at work, they'll often coast by, letting others shoulder the bulk of the workload while they contribute the bare minimum to ensure their name is attached. Should you dare to call them out on this behavior, they'll swiftly dismiss your concerns as petty, further gaslighting you into questioning your own perceptions. Similarly, in domestic settings, they'll conveniently sidestep household chores, leaving you to shoulder the burden alone. This dynamic is especially pronounced when their ego is involved, with their sense of entitlement leading them to believe they're above such mundane tasks. On the rare occasion they do pitch in, they'll demand accolades and praise, expecting a parade in their honor for their minimal efforts. Another insidious tactic employed by covert narcissists is the sudden withdrawal of communication. They'll ignore your calls and texts for prolonged periods, leaving you feeling sidelined and insignificant. While delays in responding to messages are commonplace, the abrupt shift in behavior signals a deliberate attempt to undermine your sense of importance and control. Furthermore, covert narcissists may subtly undermine your confidence by showing interest in individuals who are markedly different from you. This calculated move is designed to foster feelings of inadequacy, making you question your worthiness and perpetuating a cycle of self-doubt. Lastly, they'll leave you hanging in conversations, feigning interest before abruptly withdrawing. You might pour your heart out about a challenging day, only to be met with stony silence once you finish speaking. It's a subtle yet effective tactic, leaving you feeling unseen and unheard, further reinforcing their superiority and your perceived insignificance in the relationship. Yet another subtle tactic employed by covert narcissists to diminish your sense of importance is their refusal to acknowledge your successes, no matter how trivial. This could encompass minor changes in your appearance, such as a new hairstyle, makeup, or outfit, or even a significant achievement in your personal or professional life. What's striking is the conspicuous absence of any mention or acknowledgement of these changes or accomplishments. The silence surrounding your achievements becomes palpable, leaving you feeling uneasy and questioning your worth. The absence of recognition from the covert narcissist sends a clear message. You're not significant enough to warrant their attention or praise. Despite receiving positive feedback from others, the covert narcissist's indifference speaks volumes, instilling doubt in your own perception and worth. You're left pondering why they failed to acknowledge your success, despite its significance to you. It's a subtle yet potent form of devaluation, subtly reinforcing their superiority and your perceived insignificance in their eyes. Here's one more sneaky tactic to add to our list: poorly delivered compliments. Covert narcissists excel at using backhanded praise to subtly undermine your sense of worth. It typically begins with a compliment, followed by a subtle insult disguised as constructive criticism, and ends with another superficial compliment. Essentially, it's an insult sandwiched between two compliments. For instance, they might say, "That outfit looks great on you. It really hides the extra weight you've gained." Or, "You have such a unique sense of style. It's interesting, considering how most people dress." These remarks leave you feeling confused and uneasy, as you're unsure whether to accept the compliment or be offended by the underlying insult. What makes this tactic particularly insidious is that the covert narcissist can easily brush off any offense, claiming they were simply trying to be helpful or complimentary. They might say, "Oops, I didn't mean it that way," or "I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way." This allows them to evade accountability and maintain their facade of innocence. So, there you have it, 10 examples of subtle ways covert narcissists undermine your sense of importance. If you can think of any more, feel free to share them in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video helpful. For more content like this, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time, take care.